Hey guys, welcome back. Scott here with a new beer dissection video. I'm filming this in almost at Halloween, at the end of October, and guess what's started to come out already? My local beer store told me this. From Troegs, the Mad Elves. We're already starting to get, holiday Christmas beers in here. So I figured might as well do a review on this one now. Has to be very fresh. They're from central Pennsylvania. I believe the Harrisburg area. Troegs is. I'm not going to spend a ton of time. Oh, Hershey, Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Hershey. They're right next to each other. The Mad Elf. It's a holiday beer. I have a. I think it's under General Beer Talks, possibly. I did a whole holiday Christmas beer thing last year. I mentioned this beer. I wasn't doing a review on this beer. I was just talking about beers you can use to maybe interchange at, Christmas and or New Year's for breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever it may be. And just some of the traditional ones that pop over my shoulder. I didn't open up all the beers, but I had mentioned Mad Elf as one of the more popular ones. This one I know is brewed with cherries. They do say, what else they use? They're using Belgian, thanks to Belgian yeast, which probably ferments it out, a lot better. So I'm going to think this is going to be somewhat drier than usual. It is coming in at 11% alcohol, Troegs Mad Elf, so I guess you have to drink this one pretty carefully. Cinnamon, allspice. I just finished up all the pumpkin beers, so the allspice was in that a lot, and cinnamon too. So it's kind of like, think of a medley. I've been using medley a lot in my videos of, Thanksgiving, Christmas spices, and cherries. So almost like it's a cherry pie here. So anyway, let's crack this bad boy open and take a look at it. I haven't had this one in, eons. And let's just see. Okay. So I may have a lot more Christmas beers coming up, or, I say Christmas holiday beers coming up here soon. Cherries and honey. And wildflower honey, chocolate malt, and a hint of mischief, thanks to spicy Belgian yeast. Remember, Belgian yeast a lot of times will produce some peppery phenols, why they hence call it spicy. There's a lot of ester component to it also, but it's usually a pretty hearty yeast that's going to eat down a lot of the sugars, produce usually a drier beer in a true Belgian style. I don't know. I guess this is their take on a Belgian style yeast, spicy Belgian. So I guess it's their take on a holiday / Belgian style beer. So let's pour this bad boy out. Okay. All right, let's take a look at it. Wow. Nice light tan kind of head, pretty dense, inch and a half. Look at the color, sparkling clear. It's kind of got like a reddish amber, maybe a light copper color, probably from the cherries, okay, giving that reddish hue to it. So it's kind of like more of a copper with a reddish tinge to it, pretty clear. Again, actually very clear. I'm kind of looking right through it on the other side of the camera, and about an inch of head there. So anyway, let's take a sniff of the aroma, guys. Oh, yeah. So you have right off the top, you get that cherry. It's almost like you're smelling a cherry lambic, which is creek. Okay, I lost a second there, like a creek. Okay, Kriek. I could be mixing up the I and E. So kind of like a Belgian creek. Remember, framboise is raspberry. So whether it's Lindemans or something like that, you're kind of getting that definitely a heavy cherry aroma to it. Slightly medicinal. I'm getting some pepper too. It's probably from the Belgian yeast producing the phenols. But it smells good. I mean, it smells a little bit like Lindemans. It even though we haven't tasted yet to check the residual sweetness, but on the nose, you're anticipating a sweet beer. Okay, so. Some dark fruit character, which is probably from the cherries, and they're using some darker malts you can see too. And I think they even mentioned, I may have even rambled that off when I was reading off the side of the label, that they're using some chocolate malt. So that's probably giving some of that character, as well as contributing some of the color with the cherry. Now, does it say actual sweet tart cherries? Yeah, cherries and honey. So again, it's smelling like some of the Belgian lambics that I've had, especially the Lindemans, which is a little bit more of residual sweetness, not the oud, O-U-D-E, which is more original. That's usually more tart. Okay, but let's take a swig of this, guys. Again, beer dissection, Mad Ale from Troegs, classic beer. Every year they brew this. Oh, yeah. If you've had a lot of Belgian beers, lambics, you get this. Immediately, I'm almost getting like, it's cherry. It's pretty tart, actually, at least on the front end. Back end here, again, get a little bit of the sweetness. So you kind of get a nice mix of tartness with sweetness. I would say like a sweet and sour effect. There's some cherry, other dark fruits. It's like kind of like a rum raisin kind of taste on it also. I almost got like I don't want to say because it's a Christmas beer that there's gingerbread, but you almost get like a graham crackery, dark bread malt profile on that also. Definitely some residual sweetness. I'm already getting some alcoholic warmth. This is at 11%, and you would expect that at that high percentage. Very nice though. Pretty medium carbonation. I'll let the aftertaste sit in a little bit more. You get that, a little bit of sweetness there. Cherry, without a doubt. I don't get any really honey character, but honey ferments out almost at 100%. So I don't really get really honey on it. I really get kind of a cherry, dank, peppery phenol spiciness to it in this beer. But it drinks a little bit like some of the, a lot of the Belgian beers, whether you're doing a Saison mix with like a Lindemans or, again, Kriek, which again is the cherry for in Flemish. Every time I go to the nose, I get hit with that cherry aroma, which makes sense. And again, it's a very strong. There is some alcoholic warmth to this, as I said here, but it's a little solventy too, a little harsher on the taste buds, but it's good. This is good. This is like a fireside sipper, I believe. You get your nice teku or another type of tulip glass and kind of sip this. This is not a crushable beer. The body on it is pretty heavy. Not as thick and dense as, say, like a sweet stout or imperial stout, but because of the alcoholic strength and just the nature of probably the amount of malt they're using, it's not very dry. I'll tell you that. I mean, it's drier than an imperial stout, but there is definitely some hefty body to it. I think the high carbonation, like most Belgian beers, saves it a little bit. But very nice though, guys. This is like a nice Thanksgiving beer too, because it would go good with like turkey. Think of like cranberry sauce, even though it's cherry. Think of like cranberry sauces and stuff with your meal. Has a good carbonation to kind of cut through things a little bit. But without a doubt though, this is coming at 11% with some of the residual sweetness, even though you get that tartness on the front end. This is no joke of a beer. I drink these carefully. But again, on the aftertaste, there is sweetness, but you do get that tartness, probably from the cherries. And again, the malt, you almost get even a little bit of a challah bread, toasted crusts, like pretty well toasted crusts on the malt too. But very good, guys. I can see why people get this every year. It's got a lot of alcohol strength. Sometimes I don't like to drink those that much anymore, but they're really high at 11%, but it's very solid. So again, if you're looking for a Belgian type style beer that has, you know, some cherries, dark fruit flavors, you know, baked bread, challah bread, toast. You get it here with a nice pungency of alcoholic strength. You get this here from Troegs, Mad Elf, the Mad Elf. Okay, classic beer. You probably have had it before, even seeing my review here. Grade-wise, listen, I got to put it almost in a new category, but I'll give it an A. Overall drinkability, enjoyability. I'll enjoy the rest of this bottle. You know, I'm not going to compare to some of the big boys with the Belgian beers. I have to bring it down a little bit, but this is kind of like a hybrid, you know, between, you know, the cherry, you know, it's like, again, a hybrid between kind of a Belgian beer and some other fruited beers that you see there, like a Lindemans. That's a little bit more a fruited type of lambic. It's not like an original lambic. The ouds get a little bit more tart. So this is kind of like a hybrid of those three. I would recommend it. Like I said, there's that tartness, but enough sweetness there to hold up. Carbonation, 11%. I think you'd enjoy it. Anyway, guys, today's beer dissection, the Mad Elf from Troegs. Take a look for it at your local beer store, especially coming up this holiday season, soon to be. All right, till the next beer dissection video, guys. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.